Yes, vaping is definitely harmful. So, hi to whoever has to watch this. My name is Brian, and today we're going to have a little sit down talk about vaping. And as you probably guessed by the gray stuff on my face, I'm not going to be saying that it slaps, slays, or goes hard. Did I say any of those right? I don't know. Anyway, okay, real quick before I lose you. I have identified four main categories in which vaping is harmful to human beings: physical, mental, social, and financial. And to help me illustrate the harmful effects I'm talking about, I have my friend Jason here to help me out, who happens to be a longtime vape person. My internet search for what to call a person who vapes was a little less than fruitful, and in fact was pretty sketch. It's a toss up between vapor, vapist, and vape lord. Let's start with the perhaps most negatively effective area, and that's physically. Vaping is definitely, without a doubt, harmful to your physical health. Well, how? The obvious first, your lungs and breathing. The humectants, oils, trace minerals, and other who's knows what's vary by manufacturer and even from product to product within the manufacturer. Side note, this is because vaping is relatively unregulated compared with cigarette production. With, believe it or not, vitamin E and THC being the biggest culprits for sticking to and clogging up the delicate membranes of the lungs and causing the newly coined respiratory disease, E-Valley, which stands for e-cigarette or vaping product use associated lung injury. This disease causes tachycardia, or increased heart rate, shortness of breath, chronic severe cough, nausea, diarrhea, abdominal pain, abdominal cramping, unexplained weight loss, chronic fatigue, headaches, dizziness, fevers, and chills, and even death in some cases. It's important to point out that vaping is a relatively new phenomenon, with vape companies employing the same tactics that cigarette companies used when they were the same age that vape companies are now. Surely, new long-term conditions will emerge with time, so it's just best not to tempt fate. Due to the much easier method of delivery, vaping can deliver far more nicotine than even cigarettes. And nicotine is both addictive and accelerates the aging process by causing premature wrinkles and hair loss, among other things. And as you can see, Jason here wears a jacket because of his chronic fevers and chills, and a mask to hide his hair loss and age facial skin. Can you see? Let's see. Yeah. Second, vaping affects you mentally. Due to the high amount of nicotine, anxiety caused from both the nicotine itself and from the more potent withdrawals can make you extremely cranky and sometimes even downright volatile. Jason didn't used to carry an axe, but it comes in handy during those periods, the few days before his paycheck when he can afford to stock up on his juice and supplies, when people, well, literally everyone, are pissing him off. The highly addictive nature and repeated failures to quit can also lead to severe depression. Sadly, my friend Jason here has become the silent type ever since he picked up the habit. Third, the social aspect. So, the vaping crowd is made up of roughly 78% of all adults and a staggering 15% of all young adults. That's between ages 18 and 34. But what that actually means is that 92 to 93% of adults and 85% of young adults don't vape. See what I did there? Because of the mental effects we discussed earlier, my friend Jason's new vaping friends seem to turn up missing anyway, for some reason. Finally, let's talk money. On average, a vape person spends between $450 and $1,250 per year, or $40 to $100 a month on average for vape products alone. And of course, that does not include the cost of transportation to get them, time spent sick away from jobs, or the cost of healthcare resulting from the damage it causes. And of course, that's going to go up year over year. And as you can see, Jason's wardrobe has definitely taken a hit and hasn't had a decent upgrade in a while now because of his habit. And he would get a facelift to fix the damage the aging chemicals cause to his face, but he has to use that money to support his habit instead, which is why he opts to wear an old hockey mask instead. So hopefully you learn from Jason. He's not a serial killer. He's just a misunderstood vape person. All right, thanks.